Oh, you know what? Bring me down. Yeah, bring me down. She showed me to understand. Yeah, to understand. Welcome. Another live order picking. Just shy of 300, so that's how I'm going to do the picking videos, orders wise. It was 400. I should probably make that adjustment in the post, but it was 400. If I was going to do 400, uh, I figure I just 300 darn near close is good enough. You know, $400 a day would probably be a little bit um, for that. $400 probably won't happen too often. 300, yeah. So order picking. I have STP in the background. If you guys want to hear the STP a little more, I'll just turn it up. So if anybody wants to write anything, I have my phone right here with the stream. Well, another phone. What's this saying? Yeah, I have a couple books. Sometimes it blows my mind. Keep getting stuck here all the time. Alrighty. To start off with, I know it's all backwards. Last exit to Brooklyn. Hubert Selby. 61. 6-1. I don't know how well can hear me over the music, but I'm going to jam to the music. Gotta get one of these. It says it's in 7th, but that doesn't make sense. So I got a bunch of like bags of these right here, and one of the boxes was missing like, or I got a bag had a bunch of these. One of them was missing a couple, so I started making these all with 13. They slowly sell. I'm almost out, but I mean, I didn't take them down and donate them because they do slowly sell. This one for a little less than what most have been. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. What's this old eraser pen? This box, 22. I know I got sold 2 of these. So one of these to one buyer, another one to another buyer. I just grabbed them now. 11 for one. I think the other one was like 13. She said she'd be my woman. She said she'd be my man. Things that fill my soul. Who is that? Scott Whalen from STP? D17. Oh yeah, that Pocoyo. 15. D17. Toddler action songs. 13. She said she'd be my woman. She said she'd be my man. Stephen Wilson, Grace for Drowning. Things that fill my soul. Boom, boom. Do, 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 do. She said she'd be my woman, my man. Steve Wilson, Grace for Drowning. I will dig around for that one later. Target Blue book. 15. She said she'd be my man. She said she'd be my woman. She said she'd be my. Come on in, Rocket. Now I don't remember if it was in that one. 32. Anything but love. want to see your feet. Well, then don't watch. The joys of being able to do this with at home. But anything but love. $12. This one was almost 14. T10. PlayStation. Oh, okay. Tokyo T10. Memories. And drift. Do you love us? Found in the trash, found in the trash. So this is Tokyo Racer Zero. No, that's not even it. Tokyo Racer Drift and Tokyo Extreme Racer 3. It's just in this case. So found those in the trash and a lot of the other stuff in the dumpsters here. Anyhow, I finally got the listing of the games. 16. Sure. D7. Fine. This Barney VHS, $11. They actually left a note. Hey, I like a lot of the other stuff you have in your store. I'll be back in the future. Cool. Cafe Tacuba, 4 Cuatro Caminos, C32. I don't speak Spanish, so if I said that wrong, sorry. C32. It's Cafe Tacuba. 25. Whoa. Pretty unsanitary. Francosi Hardy. Oh, that's easy. That was right there. Francosi Hardy. 14. The Winans, Tomorrow and More. Oh, I beg for you. Oh, no, I beg for you. this, the Winans.
For me, asking you bring
20 bucks. And the other one was Stephen Wilson, Grace for Drowning. Should be in 25.
Oh, no, I'm not.
So it should be
You shall not think for me, asking you bring
see if it starts with that. Oh, it's got a slip. It wasn't that one. Sometimes the simplest things just go right beyond you. I was actually reading that as Sean Mullins, which he has a CD that has that type of font. But 15.
when you wake in the morning, go. You found out there's no one sleeping. Pretty Penny was her name. She was loving me on this earth.
Get this stuff packaged up. Get the truck pulled up. Get the bins of steel loaded up in the escape. The brass. Get about 80 pounds of brass. That's $2.20 a pound. About 80 pounds maybe. I actually found a scale. I put it on there. I put the bin on there. It's 78 pounds, and I probably added quite a few more. So even at $2 a pound, that's 160 bucks. The steel is probably like 30 maybe. Don't have a lot of it, but I want to get the containers emptied out. Probably 50 pounds of aluminum at 50 cents. So that's $20 to $30 of aluminum. Oh yeah, and then I have like these tall aluminum parts that went to a aluminum shower thing. Insulated wire, stuff that I've accrued quite a bit of. So the payout should be about 300 bucks, maybe a little more. I can only hold so much, and I prefer to take. Getting to 70, 80 pounds of bin, I mean, I can move it and lift it. I'm tall and strong, just not that strong to be able to be moving 80-pound bins, a bunch of them, 6 or 8 or 10 of them in a vehicle. So I just wait to brass, get that filled up, aluminum, and the way on how aluminum's made, all the different sizes, it doesn't fit quite nicely in a bin. Need like a hammer mill. Those things that have the big wheels and you put the thing in it and it chops up into smaller pieces. When I do the streams of me taking stuff apart, there was somebody who comes in, William Willhurt or something like that. And he came in and he told me that he has a hammer mill for hold on a minute. So I found a gold necklace in the trash. I mean, a while ago, before I even started scrapping. Really, was it? Either way, it's in a separate container that has that and now my cat wants back in. I just let her out. Or just let her in. Come on. You not gonna say hi, Rocket? That's in with other like silver bits and pieces and stuff. However, this whole thing here, so on switches of any kind of switch, most if the switch is like this small, it's not going to have silver in it. Um, but any other type of like light switch or anything that has a switch that goes from one to another, click, click, is going to have silver contacts. All right, so that is me with the snips that I have. I'm able to cut those little corners off so I can store those in there. I don't know how much that is exactly. Most contact silver is going to be roughly 50 to 80% silver. So there's this that has those. And this is just going to be a variety of showing. So each of these silver points, that's silver on there. So you take a bandsaw or something, and you slice that down, and you get the brass off of there. Then you put as much silver and as least amount of other metals in a crucible as you can. So there's those ones. There's a whole bunch of these that are double-sided silver. Again, you just slice that and put all these in a crucible. The brass turns into slag, and then you could sell that. I don't know how that is. And then you end up with pure silver. Contact on that. You know, those ones there. So this whole thing is probably 4 pounds. If I add those other ones, probably 4 or 5 pounds. Most of it's going to be brass. And then down on the very bottom are other little switch contact tabs. So that's a whole bunch of other smaller ones that are going to be just like that. But it has silver on it. And you just put it all in a crucible. So that's the silver. Gold I haven't really found much of. Like this is a gold plated. So you can, I don't know what to do with these. I found a couple of them. I'll just use it because it has a handle. Yeah, yeah. I was just on scrolling through Facebook, and I saw someone posted a picture, like some game store posted a picture of like a 20-inch Panasonic DVD CD player, and they have $400 on it. A lot of people, of course, people who don't know, you know, the best critics are the ones who don't know. And they're like, oh, no, that's like 80, maybe $100 at best. It's like, no, some of them, you just don't understand. It's like, if you find a old Hitachi 100 Hertz CRT, $1,000. Because 100 Hertz, way when ago, was nowhere near the standard. And the standard stayed 60 Hertz until basically flat screen 20 years ago, maybe. And even at that, that was still DLP, digital light projection. That was still DLP and lamps. The actual plasma got a little better, but the actual Hertz refresh range, maybe not even 15 years ago. But the Hitachi, I forget exactly which one, but a lot of Hitachis have a 100 Hertz range refresh rate, which makes a lot better. So anyhow, yeah, all that stuff that's in the dump, they will be. Your last word, the I'm going to guess archaeologist or something, is covered up by my little this thing I can do. It's covered up by that, but I'm going to guess archaeologist by inferring the rest of what you wrote. Yeah, it is amazing. I mean, silver is $75 an ounce. Last year it was like 60. Gold did hit 6,000 an ounce, and now it's below 5,000 again. But it's before the construction boom. Construction boom will start right about now. A lot of it will start picking up, at least in the more temperate areas, like where you're at and where I'm at. Up here by the lake and all the free, all the places that get frozen ground. That construction is going to start up here pretty soon. And a lot, unless you're in California or the far west, Nevada, places like that, the mass of everybody else is around the water. Well, chances are when there's a lot of water in cold areas, a lot of that ground freezes, and therefore a lot of the construction doesn't start for a little while. Yeah, so silver in U.S. coins and U.S. dimes and quarters, I think is like 1940s or 43 and earlier. Is silver in U.S. coins. So I have it in my little silver container. That's actual silver. I have a couple of old dimes and stuff. I mean, it's not a whole lot, but the silver is worth more than 10 cents. Same thing with my copper. When I go to cash that in, any 1981 or earlier penny, I just toss in with the copper because it's about 3 cents in U.S. dollars. 1/3 of that dollar is cents, or 3%. We'll go with that of that U.S. dollar, 3 cents. So that's worth more than the penny. So I can toss it in with the copper. And that for the copper, at least the number 2 and number 1, or the Bear Bright number 2, I'll weigh those bins up and make sure I'm getting it right at that poundage rate. So they go by pound, and they round up or round down, but they round up. But so the best thing is just go in there with like 7.1 pounds, just to kind of be a little more on the safer side. That way, they're not getting $3 more worth of copper for a scrapper's hard work. The steel, the aluminum, the brass, I'm not worried about that. That's just, you find that so much, just toss it in there, toss it in the bin. It could have been 60s. I know the pennies in 1982. 1982, they stopped that. Some were incorporated copper, some not all, but everything 1981 and earlier was copper. And then there's some like decent ones like wheat pennies. My neighbor Mason, who I give the cans to, I didn't give him my last bin. I just crushed the last bin. I crushed all those down flat, so I could just take it all up. He does coins as well. So he was telling me that the 1982, like the big D stands for Detroit. The big D on that penny is worth quite a bit. And it's one of those, like, why wouldn't people get into understanding the value of change and money that you're going to get all the time? It's like, oh yeah, here, how much is well, I owe you 9 cents. You're going to give me 91 cents back, and you've got 9, and so you have a pretty good odds of something in there being worth more than its actual face value. Why people don't, I don't know, and I don't. Definitely one of those things I thought about. I was like, you know what? I should really start thinking about, because as soon as the bank gets it, if it needs to be pulled, they pull them. Well, the bank doesn't. It gets sent somewhere else, and they go through it. And they take out all the junk ones, and all the ones are all broken and stuff. But I have that Onkyo Integra cassette deck in that Marantz stereo that I found. Well, the Onkyo I bought for $25. It's about $300, maybe $400. Parts not working. The Marantz does work. It might get $100, but that's on my bin of wires, and then below that is the bin of brass. But brass, wire, Onkyo, Marantz. So yeah, that bin. So that's probably 140 pounds. It's try to put. Yeah, that was a that was a nice little move for my arm. Every so often, I find a silver quarter, a silver. I'm going to guess quarter. Again, it's being blocked. Yeah, they keep those. So if you're into coins, I mean, I don't do coins, but it's definitely one of those you're going to have them in your hand all the time. Well, not so much now, but have them in your hand. I mean, U.S. doesn't do pennies anymore. They stopped production of pennies earlier this year for a reason. You know, you don't stop production of pennies. I'm just going to say it like this. So copper and brass, copper is used in a lot of stuff. The content within pennies, tin, tin's expensive. Tin is more than copper right now. So you have the tin, the zinc. Zinc's not that much, but you can break down. You're going to get a lot of tin and zinc from those pennies. A little bit of copper, not much. From all the pennies, it's literally penny pinching to try to recover some of those metals. However, when someone starts a war, munitions are not made out of silver or aluminum. They're made out of brass. Brass, beginning of the year, was $1 a pound. Now it's $2.20. At least here, it's even more elsewhere. Well, it's $2.20, and I could just put in anything, any kind of brass: clean brass, yellow brass, white brass, dirty brass. It doesn't matter. It all goes in one bid. Good. I mean, what I can make an extra $4 by separating it, and lose $4 by separating it. So I make $4, but I lose $4 if I go somewhere else. They're like, no, just put it in all as brass. Cool. Makes it real easy. Less storage containers. But stop making pennies in anticipation of starting shit across seas. So that's one theory on why brass, copper and silver and gold are going way up for the construction, let alone for like the big reason. If you go on any scrapping website that gives prices and stuff, or at least the ones that I go to, if I type in scrap spot price today or whatever, and go to any of the pages, it'll read that it'll give a synopsis on why copper and stuff is going up in price, and it's mainly because of the data centers. You know, all the places where they keep the information, all that stuff. And of course, you know, AI, and so there's that. But how long is this one? 34 minutes. Well, yesterday or the other day, I was like 50 minutes. Oh, I also put some stuff away. But yesterday, I guess I'll kind of give for anybody else who will watch this in the future, what I get. Well, I got there's DVDs in here. I can't see it. So I got those listed yesterday, and probably about 20 books, and that TIAC Tascam, the big bulky multi-channel cassette player, that's listed for like a little over $300. Part's not working. I tested it. I have a video yesterday. That's members only. It'll go public if somebody, a buyer or something, if there needs to be a claim. That's why I made the video testing the stuff. Although it's listed as parts not working, throughout the video, you can kind of see me tinkering with things. You're like, oh, well, I didn't know that slider was broken. Well, I took them off and I flipped them over, right? And I even said in the video, I was like, oh, one of those tabs is broken. So that's why I made that. So if anybody's going to make a claim, then I can make that video public and be like, eBay, there, look, see? It's there. I know it's there. So that got listed. That Panasonic, actually, let me get that. So this CD player right here, right now I don't remember where I got it. this old CD player. So this is a whole charger base, remote control sensor, and charger base, and all that. After looking this specific one up, try to find one with the remote. And good luck. Good luck. Try to even find a remote at all for this thing. That there's nothing to Terra Peak for this exact model number for this remote. So try to find one of these players with a remote. But it's listed like $250. I don't remember where I got it. I don't. Oh no, I got it down in I want to say I got it at the Happy Tales, which is a thrift shop for. I think you've watched a couple of the videos where I did a drive down like a big hill, and I went down to the apartments where I used to live. I think you watched one of those or commented. But Happy Tales is right there. So we lived right across from that thrift store then, 6 years ago. But that's like $250. So I listed this. That's Sony Video Walkman. Parts not working. It's still maybe a little over $100. Again, that has the charger crate, whichever. I don't. I think I paid like $15 for it. But and I got these listed, and then I did a bunch of sell similars. So after those three got listed, I could have 25. So in short, it was 40 new listings, 30 new listings, 20 sell similars. I mean, I had plenty of time. I can sit here and yibber yet. So, but that's what I got done. I said last night, laying down, getting ready for bed. Wife's right there, and I said, like it feels so nice. Oh, there's a task cam. Ooh. There's that. Pretty dirty. I tested it, plays the tapes for like 5 seconds, and then it stops. So there's probably like a rolling wheel, a grabber wheel, or something that's probably loose and worn out, so it's not grabbing the tape to advance it. But it did play this quick snippet of sound. But I told her, I was like, "Oh, it's so nice to know, to look out on the patio, know that it's all, it's clean. I mean, cleaner. It doesn't have a bunch of lamps on it and lights and light fixtures and stuff." Now, when I said I wanted to, take up the hobby of scrapping, it was not by any means to find 2 weeks in a row a dumpster completely full, a 6 foot tall, 5 foot wide, 4 feet deep dumpster. So if that's correct, so 6, 5, 30 times 4 is 120, so 40 cubic meters, 35 cubic meters filled with sealed boxes of these old style lights and lamps. Hundreds of them. A hobby for me, for this wise, I should just be able to go to across the street here, check the dumpsters here frequently, go down around the corner once a week, come back with a couple bins of stuff, separate it, rinse, repeat, maybe cash out once every couple months. Not with all those damn lights. I mean, it was all free money. But stay busy. At least doing that. And then yesterday, so I got a Sony shortwave radio from a Keen estate sale I went to a couple weeks ago. I paid like $2 for it, and I didn't even bother looking it up. It was just something Sony. I looked it up yesterday, and it's only like $20. Like, nope, you're scrap. I mean, I probably lost $1, but oh well. You lose money all the time on stuff. Took a few other things apart, that much smaller things that I just add to the kitty, add to the bin, and do that. But that is the primary. I just got to load the truck up, go drive down there. Here comes all my kitties. Watch this. Come on, Rigby. Hey. Hey. Come on, Rigby. What are you guys looking at now? Come on. Okay. That's it. I got to get the stuff package and go get that scrap done. Till next time.